Hello there. All right, so Larry Nassar is an American sports medicine doctor that specialized in athletic training, ranging from the university level all the way to Olympic athletes everywhere on the planet. So Larry served as a team doctor and physician for Michigan State University. Larry was highly regarded at one point as one of the most successful doctors. He was working on hundreds and hundreds of these really professionally made athletes. Even some of the celebrity athletes in the Olympics and things of that nature. So from that point in time, if we're to take a peek into Larry's future, we can wholeheartedly see that Larry Nassar was not the physician we believed him to be. He actually turns out that he would become the most popular and well-known household sex offender in the modern day. He would go on to be charged with over 175 years in prison. He was the physician from Michigan State. He would serve this prison sentence in the Michigan State prison. So the first criminology theory I want to relate it to is from chapter 16. It's the idea of the problem-oriented policing, or POP. So we were introduced to this in the readings and activities during that week. We came to the understanding that problem-oriented policing involves the police working actually with citizens, and real everyday people, to identify actual issues going on in a specific community. So with that being said, with this specific example, this theory or community idea is completely parallel with what happened with Larry Nassar. So Larry Nassar was assaulting women. It took a village for all these women to finally come together, make their testimonies, and go to public authorities and actually work together, using this problem-oriented policing. They had a common goal in mind, to which, they actually wanted to take down Larry Nassar and give him what he actually deserves. So the second criminology theory that I can relate it back to comes from chapter 17, and I actually just want to draw the parallels between the death penalty in this case. The death penalty is something we talked about in chapter 17, so I thought it would be good to talk about right now. When I was researching this case, I come to find out it's a 200-year almost sentence for Larry Nassar. And, a common thing that someone thinks about when hearing that sentence is that, obviously they can't outlive that sentence. So it's why don't you choose the death penalty in some cases? And just saying that word out loud, kind of shows that it makes me stop and freeze for a little bit. And I understand why people aren't always put to death, is because dealing with the idea of actually killing somebody via the court of law is a really daunting and excruciatingly hard decision to make. Each and every time taking the life of somebody comes to mind, it always makes me revert back a little bit. So although what he did was irrevocable beyond measure, I don't know if it's always easy for somebody to actively make that decision in the court of law. So to wrap things up, Larry Nassar is one of the most commonly known sexual offenders that has ever walked the modern day United States. He used his platform to literally strip the innocence of these women, these athletes, from state to state all across America. He used his privilege as a white male doctor to do all the things as mentioned prior. He allowed this to let his impulses get the best of him and turn them onto innocent people that were not deserving. So